This is a video I've been debating making for the last 24 hours. I think this situation is extremely important to talk about, but it's also really complicated. This shit is more confusing than the plot to the movie Tenet. So let's just get into it. Let's spread apart these ass cheeks and get into the stinky meat here. I want to quickly hit you with the cliff notes on why you should care about this situation and why it's a big deal. There's an absolutely awful comedian named Brendon Schaub who is currently suing a small YouTuber over jokes they made about him. Also worth noting that YouTuber lost both of their channels, perhaps because of Schaub, though that's still alleged. If it's true though, then Brendon just gave him the quarter pounder with cheese. Got the double whammy in there. And why this is a big deal is because Brendon Schaub is going after him because of the jokes he made, but also because he showed clips of his podcast in order to make some of the jokes and criticize him, and is claiming it's not fair use and it's a violation. And obviously, fair use is very important on YouTube and the internet in general. So should this actually go to court and should this clown somehow win, it sets a really bad legal precedent. Now let me get a bit more into the lore of this awful comedian. So there's a terrible comedian named Brendon Schaub who was a former MMA fighter, and he rose to fame not really from MMA, though he was very successful there. He came into the public eye thanks to his frequent appearances on the Joe Rogan podcast. I think he's the #1 reoccurring guest on Rogan. He's been there like 80 fucking times.
Hold on.
Baby got back.
Yeah, I'll drop you a link. I'm not used to ads.
Unlimited cashback match.
I
Only
don't
from
like
Discover.
ads.
If you're struggling to pay
Oh
your
my
rent,
God,
you're not
I-
alone. Go to
Am I gonna have to get premium
rentreliefri.com.
on this
Apply
one?
today to get help paying rent and
gotta.
utilities. It's easy and doesn't need to be paid back. Go to rentreliefri.com.
How do you people watch
A
ads? I
helping
know I
hand
get
for times
paid
like
from the
these.
ads, but damn.
This is a video I've been debating making for the last 24 hours. I think this situation is extremely guest on Rogan. He's been there like 80 fucking times. So he basically got his career by suckling off
link
of
to
Joe
the video in
Rogan's
my
hot
chat.
dog sized nipples. And from that, used it as a platform to make his own podcast. The dude's got like fucking 10 podcasts. So he has like a lot of productions, and it's something called Thick Boy Media. And he also tries to do comedy, unsuccessfully. The most entertaining thing about Brendon Schaub is when people are making fun of him, because he is the joke. The only comedy he provides to the world is in the form of a punching bag for people to laugh at and joke about. He himself steals jokes, allegedly, and I tried to watch one of his stand-up specials. It was fucking miserable. Watching Brendon Schaub desperately try to fish for the punchline to the joke he's attempting to tell is like watching a dog try and cross the street with oncoming traffic on its way. It's just painful and you just want to like look the other way. It's miserable. And half of the stories he tells are blatantly just lies. Like, you can tell he is making it up on the spot in order to one-up someone. Like, I was watching him interact on another or actually it might have been his podcast, I don't remember now, but he was talking with Chris D'Elia, and they were talking about being out of gas. And Brendon Schaub just comes out of nowhere, like, raises his hand. Oh, wait, actually, I was out of gas like you guys, but in a much cooler way. You see, I'd actually just won a fight, and after winning a fight and having 15 threesomes, I was in my Hummer H2, he makes sure to specify, brand new Hummer H2, and I was running low on gas, and I was like, I can ride this bitch out, but I couldn't. I ran out of gas. So then I had to, with my Hercules-like strength, push this Hummer myself all the way to the nearest gas station. And then the gas station guy said, didn't I just see you on TV? They need to pay you more. That was his story. Of course, I embellished it a little bit, but the story was, I just want to fight. My brand new Hummer was running out of gas, and then I had to solo push it to a gas station where the gas station guy recognized me and said they need to pay me more. That obviously didn't happen. There's like no reality where that ever fucking happened. I wasn't there. I wasn't like tapped into the NSA security cameras nearby or anything, but I can say with a high level of confidence he made that shit up in order to just one-up everyone around him for no reason. Like, there's no moral to the story. There's no like good jokes in the story or anything entertaining about it. It's just him being a fucking douchebag. If you were solo pushing a Hummer, who was steering it? How did you push this Hummer and steer it all the way to the gas station? How far away were you? There's just no chance. And then just so happens the guy working the gas station watched you on TV moments before and then mentioned you don't get paid enough. And then what? Everyone clapped? And then you became prom king? Like, he blows my mind. He is quite literally that frat douchebag everyone knew in college that would tell the worst jokes of all time, but no one bothered to stop them because no one cared. No one laughed.
Funny,
no one
but
gave
that
them any
is
attention,
true.
but they convinced themselves that they were super entertaining in their own mind. That is him. That is Brendon Schaub. That is the comedic stylings of this absolute troglodyte. But anyway, so he is currently suing a small YouTuber over jokes that they were making about him. He's very sensitive. Brendon Schaub may look like a big tough guy, but he's actually a really soft, insecure man, if you can believe that. So the jokes hurt his feelings, and he used another company to take down the videos that were criticizing him, joking about him, and then went the extra step to sue him. Now, I can't show you the video where the YouTuber was going through the lawsuit because he just fucking showed the full legal document, because I can't show it because that's taken down, and also probably wasn't a good idea to just show the actual legal document. I'm sure there's something in place to say you can't do that, but he was very transparent with Brendon Schaub's legal document that was sent to him. It is a full-blown suing case from what I can tell. I'm no expert. I'm not a lawyer. I didn't pass the fucking bar or anything, but it does seem like he is going all out to fuck this man in the ass. I imagine this was supposed to be some kind of scare tactic to frighten this individual and make them stop posting mean things about Brendon, but the YouTuber said that they are going to fight it, they are going to go to court, and I think that's great because they need to beat this case. They need to continue to set this precedent across the platform that you cannot abuse this system like this. This is not okay. This is very clearly an exploitation of the system. This is just a slam dunk victory for the YouTuber being sued because Brendon Schaub has no case. If Brendon Schaub somehow won this, then it actually hurts Brendon Schaub too, because from what I understand, he also reacts to videos and uses clips from other things in order to joke and criticize. So if he wins this case, he fucks himself too. It's like mutually assured destruction from an absolute goddamn supervillain idiot. It makes no sense, and I don't think anyone around Brendon Schaub is smart enough to tell him how stupid he is. And I wish I could show you some clips of Brendon Schaub and all of this going on, but I'm not going to take any chances with how fast and loose he's being with the legal system here, so I'm not going to show anything from any of his podcasts or anything he said. But what makes this situation really complicated is the fact that there's no real hero in this story. The YouTuber that's being sued is someone that I wouldn't really root for under normal circumstances.
Root for me!
I don't want to mention their name, and I don't want anyone to harass Brendon Schaub or this YouTuber. I'm not going to mention their name, but I've seen a lot of archived live streams from their channels where a lot of very disturbing shit was happening. This individual sometimes would get drunk on stream and have incoherent ramblings and say some really fucked up and tasteless shit sometimes. And in one case in particular, I saw a clip of them leaving the stream and then arguing with their girlfriend, and it did sound like some type of domestic violence was occurring in the background. This is all alleged, and this is only based off of live streams that have been archived, but over the course of like the last 2 or 3 years that I was able to like look at this person, I saw a lot of people talking about frequent domestic violence on stream. I saw a lot of clips of him and his significant other constantly arguing, yelling, shouting, screaming.
My God, this guy went down the fucking rabbit hole. Could you imagine a guy with 10 million subs watching clips of my stream?
And just a lot of really disturbing things.
Playful retard. Has no idea what's really happening.
Yeah, that he played
Oh,
it,
she
yeah.
annoys me.
Kyle, it's a birthday, man.
What is it? Yeah, stupid. You didn't get banned. You just were irrelevant. And I gotta handle the kids because you couldn't, stupid.
Ban him
Yeah,
forever.
whatever. Yeah, you're a fucking retard, fuck. I go to the fucking kids. Yes, fuck.
I like fighting with you.
They did his thing of me hitting the wall.
The abusive.
Like I said, his channels are down, so I can't look at his content myself and see him. I can only experience this through the re-uploads from his community and the community members talking about the streams and talking about these clips. But from what I've seen, it is some pretty fucked up things. I've seen a couple of interviews with him as well as people talking about him, and there's just a lot that is not great. Especially that clip where it does sound like he is hitting something or someone. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully that's just a complete wrong interpretation of what's happening. But I just wanted to say, from everything I did see on this individual with like the arguing, which happened on stream often, and the drunk streams where really not great things were talked about, It's not someone that I would be like super enthusiastic to support, but I do hope they beat the case against Brendon Schaub, because Brendon Schaub is basically salting the fucking earth here. As these cases build up, if any of them win with these absolute bogus bullshit claims in court, if any of those win, it sets that legal precedent going forward, which means other equally stupid idiots like Brendon Schaub can abuse the system the same way. So I still hope that they beat Brendon Schaub, but I recognize that they might not be a good person themselves. But yeah, I do think this is an important case, because this is only one of a handful of cases where a YouTuber goes after another YouTuber on absolute bullshit claims. And hopefully, just like the previous cases with like Ethan Klein versus whatever the dude's name was, I'm already forgetting his name, hopefully this case will also result in that shit being shut down as well. Like I said, I think this was probably just supposed to be a scare tactic that didn't work and might find its way to court, though I still do think that's unlikely. I'm hoping the case just gets dropped and doesn't go that far, but if it does, hopefully it gets an absolutely biblical smackdown in court, just gets fucking slapped off and don't have to worry about it again. But yeah, I just wanted to cover the situation because I do think it's an important one to talk about, and yeah, that's about it. So yeah.
Alright, so that was that dude. He's got 10 million subs.
I wasn't like...
He made a video about it. I think I want to call him Buanu Reeves.